Hello and welcome back, my fellow race fans and backseat drivers, to Backseat Broadcasting, where the only thing worse than the racing is, of course, the commentary. I'm your host, Eric Elkins. We are kicking off Season 6 of Apex, this race league at Long Beach here. We're doing the Miatas again on Sundays. It was a big hit last season, so we are continuing that trend. It's going to be lovely here on this new track. For the next hour, you are locked in the back seat with me, but at least we're cruising around sunny Southern California, because I don't know about you. I bet it's miserable where you are too. It's pretty cold and rainy here, so it's nice to get a little vacation. Long Beach hosts us for week 1. Should be a banger. We shall see. Who knows? There's a lot of concrete walls around this one. No pun intended. So we shall see what happens with a brand new track. A lot of concrete walls. Whose idea was this one for week 1? But here we are. Welcome everyone. New season, new track. Let's get a little housekeeping out of the way. As always, make sure you hit that thumbs down on my streams. Never subscribe, and make sure you hit that little bell an even number of times. I'm gonna do something a little new this year, or this season, I suppose, into the new year. Make sure you just write something nasty about me down in the comment section below. It could be about my voice. It could be, you could just make something up. You could just make up some rumors about me. Just write some mean stuff down in the comment section, please, about me personally. It really goes to the sort of culture and atmosphere we're trying to foster at Backseat Broadcasting. All right, let's get some of those track noises out there for you, ladies and gentlemen. And as you might notice, there is some new stuff at the bottom of the screen there. That's right, those are sponsors for this season. We are very thankful to them for getting involved for Season 6 here. It should be pretty cool. We got, they have provided a lot of cool, nice prizes for the competitors this season. So, and even not even the winners, but just anybody who's racing. We're gonna have just sort of a raffle style. How many races you decide to race? That is entry into the hat. So it's very cool. So very thankful to all of our sponsors for providing all that they have provided. We will get to that in a little bit. Doesn't do much for me, except now when I tell chicks that I'm in a sponsored sim race league, they will walk away one word later. So I got that going for me. So I'm very proud to take that home. Also, a little bit of housekeeping. We have a new website, apexthis.racing, just racing. apexthis.racing. Very simple. And we're gonna have a few more things, new things you might notice here on Backseat Broadcasting this year. Oh. And those sponsors are going to be one of them. Hopefully you might knows a few more things that we have tried to upgrade for. We will not have it for this opening week, but the later weeks we will have driver pictures up there, so Carlos Lopez will not be so lonely out on my television screen. And so any drivers who are yet to send me their headshots for that feature, please do so we can get your good looking faces up there for everybody to see. We will also hopefully have the championship standings up for this season as well, if I can figure out how those class systems work. It's a little complicated, but I think we will get it done by the end of the week. And final thing we're doing here is we're bringing back the customary paper bag to the official customary paper bag to yell all of your complaints in for the race stewards. So yeah, just find the nearest paper bag to you. Just go scream in it as loud as you want. And there's that. Let's take a quick look at our race times at the moment. Here is Tyler Pierre-Richards just storming around this new circuit. It is super fun as we see him come around the very, very tricky hairpin that is preceded by a long left-hander. It's very tricky to keep your car over on the left side, hugging it tight, and then whip it in for that hairpin. We will surely see some painting over there, or when we get racing here. We have just about 4 minutes remaining in our practice session. As always, we're going to hop into 10 minutes of qualifying, and then we have a 40-minute race coming your way where the 17X will get you a drive-through penalty. I wonder if we will be seeing some of that around here at this track. I know I was hitting a couple walls around here. I don't think there was any paint left on either door of my car. It's a very left-handed, left-centric track here. Although it is, ooh, as we see Tyler touching the wall there. Track temp out there, 84 degrees. It's only a 2-mile circuit. And it's a clockwise one at that as well. Oh, wait, sorry about that. We were not looking at our pit times out there. We'd love to see some race times, though. You see Tyler Pierre-Richards and Greg Ream both dipping into the 133s. We have a, oh, goodness gracious, we have such a nice large grid today. I'm not able to fit everybody on the screen. Let's try something real quick. Excuse me, I was not expecting us to be so popular. It's wonderful to see. Thank you, everyone, for showing up for the race this evening. Eddie Lapise, as I learned today. Thank you, Eddie, and anyone else who whose name I am butchering, please feel free to send me that information as well. I would love to pronounce your names correctly and get that all sorted out. I do appreciate it when people, I've heard so much banging already, I love it. I do appreciate when people correct me with that information, so do not be shy. Please let me know when I am mispronouncing your names. Up, that's doing the trick, folks. We're gonna move this timing tower up. Inch by inch, I swear we will fit everyone on this screen. And there you have it. right here on Backseat Broadcasting on the fly. Oh, goodness gracious. 1 minute remaining in our practice session. So great to see all these guys out there. And welcome to all of our new members. And I do appreciate all of our returning members for pretty much running the same paints as they did last season. It does make my life that much easier. We have Shane Hunter out there. We have not seen Shane for a season or two, I do believe. So maybe his schedule has freed him up. Good to see you, Shane, out on the racetrack. And we are just wrapping up here, Michael Johnson. And that is it for our long 2-hour, 10-minute practice session. Give these guys plenty of time, hopefully, to get a handle on this. Let's take a quick look at the track temps again. 102 out there at the moment. A whopping 10 feet of altitude here at Long Beach. And we're getting right into that 10-minute qualifying session now. Just trying to find some guys out on track. There is Tyler Pierre Richards. And here we go. And I'm curious to see a lot of guys cutting this right just like that. There seems to be no penalty for cutting around that, so might as well avoid the curbing altogether. I wonder if iRacing will fix that in the future, or if they're just going to let that slide, and that's just how things will go. And if you're on the outside somehow of that turn, you're just going to get all the curbing. This is a fantastic right-hander here. Trying to carry as much speed around there as possible so you can get onto this back straight, as you see here. Coming down to another right-hander. There's quite a few on this track. Before coming into that long, tedious, slow left that will bring you right into the hairpin. You want to keep it right over to the left here as he turns right and tries to late apex that back on the throttle as quick as possible to get this long straight done here. Let's run on board with Tyler for a lap. It's a little tricky here. You have to avoid the pit lane all the way. This line on the right, you can't cross this line, this blue line, because that is still the pit exit. Taking a lot of curbing out of there, still on the gas and just letting it float. Downshifting for this tight little roundabout. You'll see some rubbing between cars going on there. Very tight racing, just skipping over those curbs we were just talking about. Or I was anyways. This fantastic left-hander. There's not many of them on this course, but this one is just super, as you think it's really sharper than you think it is, but you have all this runoff out there. But you don't want to get too far to the right. You got to get back over to the left to take this right-hander and get as much speed as you can out on the straight, hopping over the curbing and just maybe kissing the wall. Not. All the way, you can see the markers on the fence here. 5, 4, 3, about the 300 marker. He starts to brake there, takes a bit of the curbing, gets back over the right. Oh, he doesn't. He's taking this left-hander real just as tight and slow as he can. Prepare himself for the final apex. There is. He makes his way around it. Just barely, though. It was not his greatest exit. There he's across the line with a 134 flat. I think he's probably going to be able to shave off another half a second off of that. Adam Baltutis crosses the line second with a 134.6. Then Bryce Carter into third with a 137. Dustin's in fourth the 140. Valerie coming across the line with the 136.4. Doing very well out there, Valerie. Ken Kruger slots into second, 134.2. We have everybody just crossing the line. I love it. Joseph Mayer in fourth, but returns to the pit lane. Mo is, oh my goodness gracious. We are going to, I'm going to have to ask you, Moaz, how to say your last name, Jan Mohammed. Jan Mohammed, I'm sorry. You are in seventh at the moment. Ross Massa Jr., fantastic, in 10th position. Stephen Liston slots into ninth. Eddie Lapis Jr. into 8th with a 135.9. It is very, very tight in there. Let's get some of the intervals up as well, so you can just see the difference in timings between these guys. Here's John Spicer, another Texan for us. John Miller, very quick in these little Miatas. Craig Ream slots into second position, just barely behind Tyler Pierre Richards, and this is Mr. Pastore. That was not the best place to lose all of your speed out onto the pit straight, I believe. Still waiting on lap times from Andrew Cordero, Daniel Salmon, Troy Banks. Daniel Salmon and Troy Banks just coming around the final hairpin, and now Brandon Bachman's on track. Also, oh, no, he's not around the hairpin. He's around that little carousel there. As John Spicer crosses the line, 18th fastest. Juarez Pastore, 19th. And Bryce Carter comes in at 21st. Stephen Liston puts in a lap good enough for 14th. Oh man, and that is the same paint job that Ken Kruger runs out there. This is going to get a little confusing. I'm going to blame both of you for every incident I see. That's how we do things here. Why bother find out who did it? And we have Corey Mitchell, who has decided to join us as well. And this is a warm-up platform. Michael Johnson goes just ahead of Federico Del Toro in 11th. Oh, and Corey Mitchell, that was a hot lap, actually. Excuse me, as he comes across the line. He's into the 133s himself. Craig Ream did shave off that half a second I suspected. That was Tyler I expected, but Craig Ream has found the speed, gets himself up onto the top row with in pole position with a 133.574. Really great laps out there. Ross Massa Jr. does a 134.6, putting himself into 7th. Chase Gore in 22nd has joined us. Brandon Bachman still owes us a time. We still need one from Andrew Cordero and Daniel Salmon, who is also out on track, yet to put down a lap time for us. Here he comes. Not able to put one down yet. And then we've got a handful of guys who are in the pits there. Andrew Cordero does set a lap for us. It's 137.463. And 2 minutes remaining in our qualifying session here. Your top 4 has gone to the pits. Sorry, excuse me. Tyler Pierre Richards is back out on track. Maybe just getting you, or no, he's setting fastest sectors out there. Not able to do any better. Craig Ream does a little bit better, though. Adam Baltuda's coming down the back straight now, right to the braking zone. That third marker as he starts to brake. Bjorn benches into 7th position. And it is really stacked up in there. It's so great having such a great grid. A large grid this evening. And a couple guys just not able to better their previous times, just a little bit slower from a couple guys out there on track. Wonder if this is going away from them at the moment. They should be getting a little bit lighter on fuel out there. Those rear brakes really heating up on Adam's car, you can see there. Troy Banks was good enough for 17th there, and he returns to the pit. Here's Michael Johnson coming around that long left-hander. Will he have enough time to get across the grid, the start-finish line? He's got about 20 seconds to do it, 20 and change. Craig Ream still putting in killer times, not able to better his time. He will be on pole position. Michael Johnson was not able to better his time, and that should be it. John Miller is able to get himself onto the grid for 15th there. Brandon Bachman still owes us a time, not able to do it. That's it for our qualifying session at the moment. Let me just take a quick peek at the track temperature of 103 degrees. And that's Craig Ream, who was storming at this qualifying session, really getting up onto the front row with that pole position next to Corey Mitchell. Tyler Pierre Richards was relegated down to the second row next to Ken Kruger. Joseph Mayer and Shane Hunter come after them, followed by Bjorn Benches, Adam Baltudis, Ross Massa Jr. Andres Garcia is in 10th. Michael Johnson and Eddie Lapise are on row 6. They are followed by John Moaz, John Mohammed, Federico Del Toro, John D. Miller, Stephen Liston, Troy Banks, and Dustin Burkhalter in 18th there. John Spicer, Juarez Pistore, Val Arsencio, Mark Bray, Chase Gore in 23rd, Andrew Cordero in 24th. And let's see, that's Bryce Carter in 25th. And then for the guys who did not set a lap time with us, we'll see if they join us. Of Michael Cody, followed by Brandon Bachman, Daniel Salmon, Andrew Dirks, Andrew Rasmussen, James Dean, Vincent Wood, and Ty Johnson. And there's a couple quick drivers back there. Andrew Rasmussen definitely showed me up the other night at Jefferson Circuit. Very patient driver, but was willing to let me go when it came down to it. He finished a whopping 20-odd seconds ahead of me after being stuck behind me for a while, so good credit to him. We also had another Wreck Fest on the off-season. We did Chevy 2008 trucks. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. And that was Wreck Fest. There wasn't a lot of wrecking in either race, though. Let me tell you what, it was pretty clean for Wreck Fest. They even turned damage off for the truck race. And even with damage off, it's like my truck was making all sorts of noises the whole time. It was like, get her done, and hell yeah, brother. And at one point, it told me, yeehaw. And I was like, Chevy truck, you are not helping with these lap times. Oh my goodness. And we are rolling out there this evening. We are ready to go and start season 6. Never mind the NASCAR trucks. Craig Ream lines up next to Corey Mitchell on that front row. There's a couple tippy taps in the back so far. It looks like, and we're green flag for the first time in season 6. Craig gets that good start, followed by Corey Mitchell. Tyler Pierre Richards holds on to that spot. Bjorn Benches falling down the standings. It is 3 wide out there as we come down to turn 1. Everybody hugging that blue line, trying to make it through. And Michael Johnson getting to the inside. He's not going to make it for this next corner here, though. Oh, as it goes side by side, and there's, I knew there was going to be some rubbing through there. And that's Federico Del Toro stuck, turned around, and that's the whole field getting by him in the first couple turns there at turn 2. And they come around 2 by 2. The ants go marching in the background there. You can see Andres Garcia getting punted around, and I believe that is Troy Banks as well, maybe, who's having some issues. He looks all crunched up and is against the wall. Oh, and he's into the barrier. Such an unfortunate start to the race. Craig Ream, though, still storming from the get-go. That's Kent Kruger making up or retaining 4th position as Tyler Pierre Richards is falling back from 3rd. He's now 5th on the grid. Oh, that's Kent Kruger having a big mix-up and going right into the wall. And he is just pushed all around. He's got to now find a spot to whip it around, just wait for the whole field to go around. Tyler Pierre Richards with an issue. He is really stuck in a nasty position here. There's no way he's going to be able to get around this hairpin, and he knows it, and he doesn't want to clog the whole race up, and he is very quick in that machine, but he is being very respectful for the opening of this race. What could go wrong with a street circuit? Tyler Pierre Richards, are you still out there? He's made the turn. Ross Massa Jr. having a storming race, up 4. Michael Johnson ahead of him, up 7, and Adam Baltudis finding himself in that final podium position is up 5 at the moment. John Miller also doing quite well. Juarez Pastore up 10 at the moment. And so right at the top you can see there is, and that's Adam Baltudis, who has had an issue in falling down the standings from that podium position. Michael Johnson goes into 3rd. And you can see, I was about to say, the top racers have really cut themselves away. That's 2.7 back to 2nd place, Corey Mitchell. And then it's another 7 seconds back to the pack here, where there is a nice little train coming. That's Ross Massa Jr., Bjorn Benches, followed by John D. Miller, Stephen Liston, Dustin Burkhalter, Juarez Pastore, and Adam Baltudis makes up the top 10 racers there. Just a little bit of chaos on lap 1 there seems to have brought out a mid-race formation here for everybody. That's John Miller having an issue. Let's see what had happened for him. He was having a very good race. Oh, and just a little crunch by, I believe that's Bjorn ahead of him. That opened up the door for Stephen Liston and Dustin Burkhalter, who also made their way through. In fact, that's pushed John Miller way down the standings as a result. I believe he was in 6th at the beginning of this, and now finds himself in 12th position. It's not a good pit straight for him. The battle up top for that 3rd position still going. Michael Johnson leads this group. That's not Kent Kruger, that's Ross Massa Jr. And a lot of rear brake bias I've seen with these guys this evening. And that's just a great, brilliant left. There's a lot of lines to be taken through there. It could be a good overtaking opportunity. Oh, Shane Hunter embroiled in his own little battle here for 14th position. A little wider view because there's so many cars in the shot. It's great to see this racing. Down the back straight they go. Corey Mitchell into the lead. What has happened to Craig Ream? Oh, never mind. It's just my timing software. As Craig Ream comes across the line, saying a 1:33.86 for race pace. Back to Shane Hunter in the battle for 14th. It's a great little pocket going on. They've got to go single file through here. They've got to figure it out. Somebody starts blinking, takes it to the inside, gets away with it. And whoever's in that green car having some issues there. Andrew Rasmussen jumping around. We seem to be having a timing tower fault here, so please don't pay attention to too much of the activity hopping around on the timing tower. Michael Johnson still holding on to 3rd position at the moment. You can hear Massa in the background scraping the wall. Mark Gray hunting down 15th position after Sean Spicer got passed by Shane Hunter as we were watching that little battle. Andres Garcia, after that dismal start, is down 10 positions. He's got James Dean just ahead of him and the Frankenstein paint. out this time of terror at the moment and see if this is any better. It is not doing us too much more justice out there. Corey Mitchell finds himself in sort of a boring pocket, albeit for second place is going to be a nice points haul. And if you're unaware of the point system we are using here at Apex this race league, we start off with the winner gets 70 points, then it decreases by 3 points per position for the top 10. Then decreasing by 2 points per position beyond that. Oh, ahead of them, there was some serious action going on. Seemed to be these guys really going wheel to wheel here. A lot of bumping and grinding. That's Juarez Pastore and John Miller getting after it. Bit of rubbing through there. As I was saying just a moment ago, I got a little distracted. Our point system here will also award 5 extra bonus points, I believe, for the most positions gained, and I think a 1 or 2 point bonus for whoever has the worst race, which will be awarded to a number of people from the beginning of this this race. Bryce Carter just holding off Andrew Rasmussen, who's made up a whopping 16. As I was saying, he was pretty fast the other night. This makes me feel a little bit better. That's Andrew right there in the Lucky Strike livery. Ooh, just scraping the wall there, but Andrew gets through. His car is not looking too happy, but I don't know if anybody's car is looking too happy considering the amount of abuse given here. Oh, and he's going to turn him around there, and they're both going to send right into the wall, least off of the racing line. That's John Spicer and Bryce Carter. So unfortunate, I guess. I don't know, it seemed a little rough out there at the moment. What a starting track. I believe there definitely will be. Oh. I believe there will be a few words to be had about the intensity of racing here, as we are only 10 minutes into this race. And I hope that's right, that we still have at least 10 racers unlapped there. Well, I believe it's just a timing tower in Wilton, which I will try to address for Tuesday's race. And on Tuesdays this year, we are doing the GT4s and GTE cars. On Thursdays, we're doing our fastest night of the week, as always, with GT1s and GT3s. So lots of Grand Touring racing happening this season. So sorry, John Miller, your target practice. It's just, it was a matter of safety here at Apex this. So no prototypes. Further back here in 15th position, Mark Gray hunting down Daniel Saban ahead of him. Little battle for fifth is still going on there. Ross Massa Jr. is still hunting down Michael Johnson ahead. Those two guys coming out of the pits in the background there. Not getting lapped by everybody. You have to go all the way to the end of the pit lane. You can see the blue line and cone, which is a little tricky to get used to. Shane Hunter going wheel to wheel here with Juarez Pastore. And I think Juarez is going to lose out again. Another car pushing him down. He's already made up 8 positions, but Shane has lost 5. You know, he's making them up left and right. Daniel Salmon a little bit further back. He's a little fed up, staring at the back of Andrew Rasmussen at the moment. That battle for 4th still going down. That's Massa Jr. and Michael Johnson just ahead of them. Adam Baltutis is starting to push Bjorn. Always a really good race up here. Dustin Burkhalter making up 10 positions, finds himself in 8th, just behind of Stephen Liston there. Eddie Leppies Jr. Having a little battle here with Bryce Carter, who is, I believe, he is a lap car. I know, apparently they are racing for position at the moment. That is a battle for 25th back on the grid. Great to see everybody sticking it out and racing hard all over the track. Even if you had an issue, there is still a battle to be had, even if it's for 25th position. Oh, and gets the switch back on him, but it's not going to be enough. Not into this corner, and oh, the luck of those green cars is not super great, but I think Eddie was a little too much there trying to get that position, and that's not a passing zone at all into that little carousel of flowers. What do I know? I don't race, I just talk too much. Michael Johnson still holding on to 3rd. Keeping that gap pretty steady between him and Ross behind him. That's Tyler Pierre Richards, who is a lapped car. Oh, what did I just see happen back there? Is that something? Bit of chaos going on? I don't know, maybe somebody tapped the wall again. Excuse me, that's Michael Cody just ahead of them in that yellow Miata. Oh, just ahead. Something has happened to Bjorn, or Dustin is storming his way through. He's gotten past Stephen Liston and Dustin Burkhalter. Adam Baltutis has also made his way past Bjorn benches there. Baltutis with a nice little 1.7 second gap above this little pack. See if he can make the most of that time. Andres Garcia still fighting all over this grid. James Dean ahead of him. And here they come down the pit straight. He might just have the speed to pull this out. He's gotten a couple car lengths in the braking zone, and he's gotten that done. Daniel Salmon fighting a great battle back here. That's Andrew Rasmussen and Joseph Mayer with him. They're definitely letting him know that they are there in the rearview mirror. Maybe somebody's going to make a lunge down here. Oh, and somebody is disconnected there for a moment. Down into the braking zone after the back straight. Boy, just sliding this car around that long left-hander and getting ready for this right and trying to keep the snap oversteer in control and keep it out of the wall. It's Joseph Mayer in the background trying to get to the inside of Andrew Rasmussen here. They go 3 wide down the straight, and oh, that's not going to end well at all, as Joseph Mayer comes up worse, but somehow still rolling out there. Oh my goodness gracious, Andrew Rasmussen came to blows with him, and he comes off a lot better. His car has been pretty banged up this race, and maybe having a little bit of steering damage on the front right there now. It looks like he doesn't have complete control of the car yet, and it's acting a little funny for him. But didn't lose the position. Joseph Mayer behind him also having some issues with his steering after, oh, there goes a mirror. After such a, oh, and somebody in the background there, you can see Mark Bray maybe spinning around, also losing mirror. Having some issues with Joseph's steering after he got shunted in the pit straights. What a turn of events that was. Stephen Liston hot on the heels of Bjorn Benches. Coming down the pit straight, speaking of which. Also 2 mirrors missing from these cars, but they got a left shoe and a right shoe. Stephen thinks better of it this time, so he can concede that position. Troy Banks, after having a dismal start to his race, tons of damage, he's going to pick himself back up. Johnson not putting a foot wrong out there, not giving Ross any looks in. That gap has pretty much stayed the same the whole race. Ross maybe catching up a few tenths recently, and oh, that's a big mistake by Michael Johnson. I'm so glad we went to this when we did. This could be a huge opportunity for Ross to get ahead, but he doesn't take full advantage of it. I thought that was a big loss of time and traction from Michael Johnson. He was really going to struggle to get to top speed quickly. And that's going to be a change for position in third for that final podium position. He's got it done really into a very vital zone. That turn 1 being one of the best overtaking areas of the track. Here they come around that right-hander. I would say these are the other 2 best overtaking zones here. Somebody get that turned real wrong. There's a lot of wide racetrack to be had here, and then into this beautiful, very wide left. Oh, it's a little tight there, as Ross found out, but you can carry so much speed. And then downhill into this right-hander. Prepare yourself for one more overtaking opportunity, maybe. Stephen Liston still dealing with Bjorn Benches ahead of him. Dustin Burkhalter and Adam Baltutis have scooted on down the road. Adam's, in fact, only a second away from that battle we were just watching, but he's pulled off 3.4 above Dustin Burkhalter behind. Hey, everybody, count the amount of mirrors you see after this race. But we're going to have 5 in total. That's 20 minutes on the clock. We are halfway done with this race. Adam Baltutis catching up now. Michael Johnson going to the outside. Or it's the inside of this one, but it's going to be the outside of turn 1. Ross making his intentions known very early. effect immediately. He's just going to outbrake him. He's going to concede instead. They're swapping positions. Now he's got Adam Baltutis to think about. Stephen Liston still trying that move on Bjorn Bench, who's nothing having at the moment. That's Adam Baltutis getting around Ross there, so losing 2 positions in the lap. He really should have stuck that out perhaps, but perhaps I've also said that people have been racing pretty hard this evening as well. What do I know? Here's Andrew Rasmussen. He's now got Mark Bray just ahead of him, making up 12 positions so far in this race, same as Chase Gore. Well, actually, Chase might. No, he's up 14 this race. He's in the top 10. Very well done there. It's John Miller just behind him, followed by Shane Hunter. Got a couple lap cars in the way, as you can see. Daniel Saman a little bit further back. Juarez Pistori, his car's not looking much better. Tyler Pierre Richards falling down 11 positions from the get-go. That's not very good. Craig Ream, hi, how are you? Still out in front? He's got himself a nice little 7-second gap over Corey Mitchell here. He's getting caught up between all these lap cars here. It's just swamped by him. Meanwhile, this little pack is all for position. Adam Baltutis now really pushing for that final podium place. Here's the sorry little Miata of Kent Kruger making his way back through the field after that first lap spin. Tyler Pierre Richards just ahead of him. Very quick driver as well. Not going to get around him, but maybe they'll work together, shake and bake it down through this grid and try to get back to the top 10 there. Just ahead of them, that's Juarez Pistori, who they're catching up to at an alarming rate. Ooh. John Spicer having a rough race so far. Also missing a mirror for good measure. That's Andrew Rasmussen. Needs no mirrors, needs no tires. He's drifting this thing around the track. I'm loving it. And as I was saying, he might have some steering issues, and he is just whipping this thing around anyways, trying to keep up. He's in 17th at the moment. Down the back straight, Bjorn is just holding on. Somehow, Adam Baltutis still hounding for that final position on the podium. There's going to be a ton of traffic, as you can see, in the foreground there for him to navigate, so maybe that'll play into Adam's hands. Adam takes to the outside at the second half of the straight here during the pit exit, and he's going to go door to door, but they can't go 2 by 2 through the third turn here. Adam does concede. but just testing his opponent out there a little bit, finding out where the limit is. That's Andrew Cordero fighting, Daniel Salmon is that? Or James Dean, I'm sorry, in the Frankenstein just ahead of them. I feel like there's always the sounds of somebody hitting this wall in this race. It's amazing. And these guys are fighting each other hard for 19th position at the moment. They're not going to want to give up when these blue flags start flying in just a moment. Andrew Cordero, also one of those drivers who doesn't need any mirrors. It's like my mom. Like she always buys the model that doesn't come with turn signals. Like every time, she never uses them. Kills me. Thinks better of it, gets back in line at the end of the back straight. Oh, and he gets a lovely jump on James Dean there out of the turn and around the left-hander. He's going to hold on to it barely. And something happened to Adam Baltuz. He's fallen 1.1 behind these two. And as it turns out, this traffic is not really going to play into Adam's hands as much. Although you can see Michael Johnson just behind him there. This is his view of the traffic ahead of him. Much later on the brakes, he's got to look out behind him because that's going to bring Adam a good bit closer as he just cannot get by these back markers. James Dean goes a little wide out of that little flower carousel. And this is going to be so frustrating for Michael Johnson because that nice little lead that he just got is completely scrubbed away from him. James Dean's got to let him go here. Or maybe it's Michael's job to make it through cleanly. And as I was saying, so many different lines to take through there. James Dean going door to door with people he isn't even racing with. I love it. He's going to have to let all these cars go through, get a miserable exit back onto the straight there. Here's the view from Adam Baltudis. Giving up that chase very early. Knows he's got the speed on Michael here. He feels he does. He just, has to wait for his opportunity and not hit the back of Michael's car. Would also be a fantastic idea. John Miller hunting down Chase Guer there. So Adam Baltutis does get that job done. He is up to third. Michael Johnson drops to fourth. Ross still in fifth at the moment, but they're holding on for dear life. Baltutis already finding just a little bit of a gap there. Oh, he goes real wide there, right into the wall. That's what I was talking about. Cut it a little bit narrower. Try to get on the throttle and get that oversteer, or try to guide it right wide as you can towards the wall. Adam not having the best lines through the first few turns of this lap. It's in the final 8 minutes of the race. He's just got to hold on to this podium here. He's going to have to be made to work for it, certainly, as there's a whole host of people. Even Dustin's getting in the mix in the background there, who are very happy to take away that final podium position of the first race of the year. Just a quick rundown that I wanted to inform everyone. Here is our schedule for this year. We're starting here at the Long Beach Grand Prix layout, and then next week will be Zandvoort in Holland, before we go to Texas Motor Speedway, which I've never raced at, which is I don't know anything about the track, so it won't be any different than any other night here as they go around the oh, Adam taking a great bit of the let me get back to the race just for a moment. A great bit of the wall back there, and losing that place back to Michael. He might lose another on the inside to Ross Mawson here. And Dustin Burkhalter has fallen off in the background. Ross has got that place done. Adam really shouldn't fight for it any further. Ross might even get the move done on Michael. That would be a crazy turn of events, but he thinks better of it. Sticks to fourth place for now. Let's get back to that the schedule real quick. And then we have Virginia International Raceway to start us off at the beginning of the year before we travel down under to Bathurst, which I'm very excited about. Approaching the final 5 minutes of the race here. I was just saying how Adam had to hold on to that position. He now finds himself in fifth, 2 places out on the podium. It's not where he wanted to be. And a great little battle here coming out of that left-hander. As I said, that was a overtaking racing line. It was gripped there if you dare. Oh, Shane goes right around the outside. Stephen Liston in the front of this little pack. And that is Eddie Lapise, who is a lap car in the background of this one, just racing for the hell of it. But Shane most certainly wants to be racing with Stephen ahead of him. That's the spot he wants. Staying in the slipstream for the time being, 2/10 between them. And he's gonna get it done into turn one. He keeps it out of the wall. He looked so destined for it for a moment, but oh. It appears Eddie behind them wants them to get a move on Stevens, as he runs it into the wall, he's missing a mirror himself. Back up top, Craig Ream has led every lap of the race, and he has just been lapping traffic the entire time. His car looks brand new. Wonder if he even has any incident points out there. Oh my God, this is great, because my software only counts off tracks, not incidents for some weird reason. There's no incidents for anybody in this race. They're off tracks for anybody. The walls are like bumpers when you go bowling, you know what I mean? Keep it between the lines there. Keep it on the black stuff, everybody. What those big, beautiful white walls are for. Corey Mitchell still weaving through traffic of his own. As Andrew Rasmussen, you can see in the background there, making sure all of his mirrors are gone. As he is still struggling to stay ahead of Troy Banks, who made a pit stop, I believe, to clear up his own damage and is now trying to get back through the field. He's only one more position to his grid spot of 17th. And Juarez here hunting down Andres Garcia. Oh, and that's Daniel Salmon here in the back, who's headed into the pit lane and given up on this little battle. Perhaps he reached his incident limit. Maybe he needed some damage fixed on that car. Oh, heavens, and that's Troy Banks saving Andrew Rasmussen from himself. It's just a rough track. I hear a lot of these cars bottoming out, maybe, I guess. That's what I'm hearing. Could very well be wall rubbing with the amount of ears we're missing. Michael Johnson's back up to third here. Adam Baltutis, though, is in fourth now. And he's done this move before on the inside. He's probably going to have it as Michael goes wide, tries to spook him out a little bit. I think Adam is going to be real late on the brakes. Oh, he's not. Oh, they're side by side. They're somehow staying together. Adam might have it. No, he just concedes and could maybe get switched back on the right side of Michael's car there, but he's not able to. Michael gets a decent enough exit. Oh, and we're in the final minute of race here. And it appears that Michael Johnson's going to hold on for the time being. And we have one more lap to race here as Craig Ream has already come across the finish line. So we're going to have one more at speed. Can Adam get it done? This time he heads to the outside, scrubs his tires just a little bit by doing it. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on. Michael Johnson tries to spook him again. Ross Massa wants to get involved into turn one. They're side by side again, and somebody comes out of the pit lane. Two cars come out of the pit lane just to screw with everybody, and Michael pulls off ahead. Adam might have seen his opportunity for that final podium position slip away right there. Shane Hunter hunting down Bjorn Benches. He's only 2 spots up from the 6th position where he started. Tyler Pierre Richards currently just ahead of Steven Liston here. in ninth. So Tyler clawing his way back through the field. And will Adam Baltudis go for a move he has not completed yet this race? He usually tries to push it towards the end and just make a last gasp move if he can. But it looks like this time they might just have to drag race down to the line. He's going to have to get a marvelous exit from this one, and he doesn't. He goes very wide, completely misses the apex. Maybe he might just be able to slipstream his way down to the finish line, as we are out of race time here, ladies and gentlemen. And that is it. He's going to have to settle for fourth place. That is too bad for Adam Baltudis, but he most certainly gave us a race to remember on our first one of season 6 here. There are some cars off track at the moment, wrecking themselves already. Adam's not going to get to take that podium position. With the top 3, where are they located at the moment? He's already taken that podium position, and they are already wrecking out there. They are most certainly having some fun. Craig feels real good having some fun after keeping concentrated for over 40 minutes of racing out there. He took the pole, he took the win, and he's about to take somebody out. Let's take a quick look at your race results this evening. Oops, no, can we get the race results, please? Oh, you're joking. Oh. Well, okay then. Oh, that is the right one. All right, there we go. We have Craig Ream, who is your race winner, followed by Corey Mitchell. Michael Johnson fills out the podium. Adam Baltudis and Ross Massa Jr. comes in just behind the third place runner, followed by John D. Miller, who moves himself up to 6th. Bjorn Benches in 7th. Shane Hunter, Tyler Pierre Richards, and Dustin Burkhoff will round out the top 10. Chase Gurr is followed by Andres Garcia, Juarez Pistori, Kent Kruger, Stephen Liston. Troy Banks is in 16th. Andrew Rasmussen is followed by Daniel Salmon down in 18th. Second page. Come on, second page. Oh, heavens on wheels. Following Daniel Salmon in 18th position, we have Michael Cody, Mark Bray, Eddie Lepez, Moise Jen Mohammed, John Spicer, Andrew Dirks, Val Asensio, James Dean, Andrew Cordero, Joseph Mayer, Bryce Carter, Brandon Bachman, Frederico Del Toro, and then Ty Johnson and Vincent Wood did not race with us here this evening. As always, make sure you hit that thumbs down button, never subscribe, and hit that little bell an even number of times. Let's take a quick look one more time at our season schedule so we can get this implanted in our memories for all of time. Long Beach, and then next week we're going to Holland for Zandvoort, Texas Motor Speedway, VIR in Virginia, Mount Panorama Circuit in Bathurst, Watkins Glen, Canadian Motorsport, Suzuka, Detroit Grand Prix at Belle Isle, my pick and my favorite, Alton Park, and then we're finishing it up at Tona with a night race, which I am very excited about. As always, make sure you hit us up on Tuesday. We will be right here at Backseat Broadcasting. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. We will see you on Tuesday.